You do not remember the exact day you stopped being yourself. It happened in pieces, over 18 months, inside a compound with no windows and a temperature held at exactly 68 degrees. They gave you a new birth certificate first, then a new accent, drilled 4 hours a day until your old one broke like a bad habit, then a new family history, parents who never existed, a childhood you can now recite better than your real one. You practiced lying to polygraphs until your heart rate stopped spiking. You practiced grief for people who were never born, so that if someone asked about your mother, your face would know what to do. By the end, the instructors stopped using your real name. So did you. 3 years in, you have a job, an apartment, a routine. You have neighbors who wave. None of it is real, and all of it has to be perfect. Every phone call is scripted in your head before you make it. Every receipt matters. The wrong purchase on the wrong day can unravel 18 months of work. You learn to feel eyes on you even in empty rooms, because sometimes they are there. You report every 14 days through a method that changes every time. No two contacts look the same. You have learned to read danger in small things, a car parked one spot too close, a stranger who orders the same coffee twice. You stop making friends. Friends ask questions. Instead, you make acquaintances, dozens of them, shallow, and the unspoken rule is simple. You are not a person to the agency. You are an asset, a line item, a set of reports filed under a number instead of a name. Nobody tells you when you are in danger. You have to sense it. Nobody tells you the mission's real purpose. You are given fragments, never the whole picture, because if you are caught, you can only give up what you know. You learn the arithmetic of the work. 6 years of your life, 41 reports filed, 0 mistakes allowed, 1 frequency for emergencies, checked every night at 2 a.m. that has never once been used until it has to be. You learn to compartmentalize so completely that you stop noticing the walls you built. Compliance is not obedience, it is invisibility. You survive by disappearing into the role so fully that even you sometimes forget which version of you is real. The people who knew you before start to fade. Letters go unanswered. A parent's voicemail sits for weeks because you cannot risk the pattern of calling home. You begin speaking to yourself in the accent that isn't yours, even in private, because the line between performance and identity has quietly dissolved. You notice one ordinary evening that you can no longer remember your own laugh, the real one, from before. Only the practiced one comes out now. Isolation stops feeling like a cost of the job. It becomes the only thing that still feels honest, because at least it doesn't ask you to perform. Then the call that should never happen happens. Your handler's line goes dead mid-sentence. No explanation, no backup contact. Communication severed. You are seconds from exposure, a name mentioned in the wrong room, a face recognized by someone who shouldn't have been there, and in that same hour, you learn what completing the mission will cost. People who trusted you, people who do not know what you really are, standing in the blast radius of a decision made far above your pay grade. There is no directive. There is no handler. There is only you, and a choice the agency will never officially acknowledge you had to make. You choose the innocent lives. You break the mission to do it. The realization comes quietly, not as an explosion, but as a stillness. The agency was never protecting you. It was only ever protecting itself. You were always expendable, a number that could be replaced by mourning. You survive. The file gets closed, sealed, buried. Somewhere, a debrief happens without your input, and a new number gets assigned to a new operation you'll never hear about. You are given a name to return to your old one, technically, though it no longer fits. You stand in a mirror and do not recognize the face performing normal life. The agency does not pause. Another asset is already in training, in a compound held at 68 degrees, learning to forget who they were. You walk into an ordinary morning, in an ordinary city, and no one around you will ever know what you gave up to make it feel that way. The system does not remember you. It never needed to. It only needed the work done, and then, quietly, someone else to do it next.